Good morning, everybody. Um, so, um, um, this is the second video. Um, don't ever probably see a video where I have makeup and stuff. This is me. If I have makeup on, that maybe there's something I did. Still drinking coffee this morning. And so anyways, here we go. Kind of asked God this morning to be with me through this and guide me. And basically, what I came to was God wants me to kind of expand on what I talked about on the first video, which was faith. And so basically, I went back and found the verses on Hebrews that I was referring to. So it's Hebrews 11:1 in the 11th chapter in the first verse. It says, that faith is the substance of things hoped for, and evidence of things not seen. So substance that's what it's made of. The substance of this coffee is what it's made of. This is ceramic. So that's what the substance of this cup is, the ceramic. And what's not seen. So the faith is the substance, like what it's made of, and things that are not seen in the second part of that verse. And so I'm going to go back on that. I'm not trying to be a preacher. I'm trying to tell my story and give it back to God, because that's why I'm still here. And we'll get around to all of that. So when we have faith, we're hoping, when you know that, you don't have any groceries, and you don't have a way to get more groceries, in my case, I had, 3 kids, and a husband at that time, and we didn't have any groceries, and didn't have a way to get any at that time. So that's where I want to talk about the verse of Ezekiel 37:4, and it talks about the dry bones. So the dry bones is, something that should have life, that should listen. That morning, okay, let me just start on this. So I was watching a preacher on television that morning, and the preacher was talking about the verse in Ezekiel and how it I had to reject one of the phone calls, but anyways, so Ezekiel is talking about, and I'm just gonna paraphrase. He took Ezekiel out to the desert, okay? And, God is showing him how to have faith in him. And so he said, tell these bones that are laying over here, they're dry, they're brittle, it's obviously something, there is no life in it. And God points at it and he says, this is what I can do. He says, tell those dry bones to live. And all the bones came together, and then it got, skin on it, and they just, like, everything came all together, and they went from dry bones to living. And so, here's my story about all of that. Well, we're still with the same story. So, I heard that at that time, I like really got that, and that sermon really got to me. And God told me, go in there and speak to that empty pantry that you have, and to that refrigerator that is empty. And I was like, I don't know, God. And I was like, maybe I'm not somebody that, God's gonna make this happen for me. I'm not anybody special. But I went over there. Your word in the Bible is a promise that you make. And, God, you said it, I'll try it. And I went over there and I, spoke to my dry bones, the pantry and the refrigerator. And I kid you not, it must have been an hour, probably not even two. A friend of ours, who used to be our neighbor before, and she comes knocking on the door, and she's very much a Christian and everything. She hadn't, they knew where we lived and everything, but we hadn't really talked to them a whole lot. She showed up at the front door, and she said, hey, I got something for you. She said, I don't know why, but God told me to pick up a few things for you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, thank you. And she had like a Durango, and so she pops open the back of her Durango. In the back of that Durango was full. Y'all, this is so real. The back of that Durango was full. Full. There was dry goods. There were meats. Everything I needed, and so that's one of the ways that taught me how to have faith. One of the ways he told me, that I can trust him, that I can have faith in him. And, so you know, gotta have faith in God. You can have faith in God. Give it to Him, you know. And the words that are in the Bible are God's words, His promises. He'll keep them. He will. He's done so much in my life, like, I can't even deny, like, I can't even, there's no way I could deny, like, God is in my life. He is active, and He hasn't left. He's been here the whole time. So, it's just what I wanted to share with you guys this morning. I hope that it helps you guys, but I just wanted to give you some thoughts over some coffee.